Cardano just moved 8.5% in one day. Let's see what's behind this massive swing. Is it time to cash out? But hold on, let that sink in. An 8.5% gain in just one day is nothing to ignore. Figure Heloc, FIG_Heloc, minus 3.1%. That number speaks for itself. Here's the part that gets me. Chainlink is up 3% today, and if you're paying attention, this isn't just a random blip on the radar. It's another piece of evidence building toward Cardano's impressive 8.5% gain. Here's another mover that caught my eye, Stellar, XLM, up 2.2% today. Now we're seeing some of these smaller players making waves, and it makes you think twice about what's driving this market. Here's what I'm seeing, XRP up by 2% today, and that's not a small move. Now we're getting somewhere, because if XRP can keep pace like this, it might just be enough to get Cardano back on track with its own 8.5% climb. Now we're getting somewhere. BNB's steady climb of 1.6% might seem small, but when you add it up, it's part of a bigger picture. I'll be honest, that's wild. All these tiny gains are adding up to something big, like Cardano's 8.5% jump. Let's take a look at this chart. You've got Cardano leading the pack with an 8.5% surge, but if you zoom out, it's actually a pretty mixed bag. We've got some big movers up here. Chainlink and Stellar are both up over 2%. But then there's Figure Heloc, which is down by almost 3%. Overall, it's a bit of an up and down day in the crypto world, but Cardano's definitely making its presence known. Let's break down how we got to that 8.5% move in Cardano. First, you've got Figure Heloc dropping by a significant minus 3.1%. That's not what's driving this number up, though. Chainlink is actually moving in the opposite direction with a gain of just 3%. Stellar's adding a bit more juice with its 2.2% increase. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Cardano itself is up by an unspecified amount, but we know that XRP and BNB are both gaining around 2% and 1.6%, respectively. That's not the whole picture, though. Solana and Dogecoin are also in on the action with tiny gains of just 0.8%. Now, if you add up all these smaller moves, minus Figure Heloc's drop, of course, it's actually pretty straightforward math to get to that 8.5% number. Now we're back to Cardano, and I have to say, this one's still got some steam. Remember that 8.5% move we saw earlier? Yeah, it's sticking around. Let that sink in. Cardano is still up 8.5%. If you're not diversified, one big winner can quickly become a big risk. You don't want all your eggs in one basket. Trust me on this one. Let's take a look at the biggest movers today. Now, I want to be upfront with you. These numbers are based on some assumptions and market conditions that can change in an instant. Markets don't move in a straight line, so keep that in mind as we go through this list. Here are the top gainers. Cardano's up 8.5%, Chainlink's at 3%, and Figure Heloc is actually down minus 3.1%. All right, that's a wrap on today's movers. Cardano's up 8.5%, but Figure Heloc is taking it on the chin with a minus 3.1% drop. Chainlink and Stellar are holding steady at 3% and 2.2%. XRP and BNB are right behind, both ticking up by 2% and 1.6%. Solana and Dogecoin bring up the rear, but still worth keeping an eye on with their 0.8% gains. That's the math nobody shows you.